You are 41. You just closed a $50 million contract. The signing happened in a conference room on the 34th floor. 8 people at the table. 2 attorneys, a CFO who hadn't smiled once in 3 meetings. You slid the document across the table. He signed without reading the last page. You knew he wouldn't. You prepared for that 3 weeks ago. You drove home alone. You stopped at the same gas station you've stopped at for 12 years. You filled the tank. You went inside and bought a black coffee in a paper cup, $1.89. The same coffee you bought the morning of your first cold call when you had a list of 200 numbers and a script you'd memorized in the shower. The cup is thin. The coffee is bad. You drink it in the parking lot standing next to your car. By the end of this video, you'll definitely see that the gap between your first cold call and a $50 million room isn't talent. It isn't luck. It's a specific psychological shift that happens at each level, and most people never make it because nobody tells them it's coming. You'll find out why you're stuck at your current level, and it won't be the reason you think. This is your life in B2B sales. Level 1. The cold call. You are 26. You have a headset, a CRM login, and a list of 200 names. Your manager drops the list on your desk at 8 a.m. He says 80 dials a day. He says most won't answer. He says do it anyway. He walks away before you can ask a follow-up question. You dial the first number at 8:14. 4 rings. Voicemail. You leave a message that sounds exactly like someone leaving their first message. You hang up. You dial again. By noon, you have made 34 calls. 3 answered, 2 hung up immediately, 1 listened for 40 seconds, said not interested, hung up politely. The polite one feels like a win. You write it down in the small spiral notebook you bought the night before. 99 cents, blue cover, wire spine already bending. You write, 1 real conversation. You underline it. The afternoon is worse. A man tells you to lose his number. A gatekeeper puts you on hold for 4 minutes, then disconnects you. You sit with the dial tone before hanging up. At 5:30, your manager asks how many dials. You say 71. He says tomorrow, do 80. He leaves. You sit at the empty desk. The fluorescent light above you flickers every 40 seconds. You've started counting the intervals. Your phone shows 22 unread messages. You open none of them. You write tomorrow's date at the top of a fresh page. You write 80 in the margin and circle it. You take the notebook home. The first rule. Cold calling doesn't teach you sales. It teaches you that rejection is just weather. It happens, it passes. The next call is a new sky. Level 2. First closed deal. 6 weeks in, you close your first deal. $4,200. Annual software contract. A procurement manager named Bill at a regional manufacturing company. You called Bill 11 times. He answered on the 4th call. Said he'd think about it. Didn't call back. You called again. He said he was busy. You asked for 10 minutes the following Tuesday at 2 p.m. He said fine. The meeting lasted 22 minutes. You closed on the last 3. The commission check is $336. You hold it before depositing it. You write $4,200. Bill, closed in the blue notebook. Single line underneath. You move on. Your manager shakes your hand. Says good work. Says now do it again. You do. The pipeline builds slowly. 1 month is very bad. 2 deals fall through the same week. You sit at your desk on a Friday and tap your pen against your palm. 3 slow taps. Thumb side, then stop. The way you do when the math isn't working. You open the CRM. You find 5 dormant leads. You start calling. Your phone shows 58 unread messages. The second rule. The first close doesn't make you a salesperson. The calls you make the week after the worst week do. Level 3. Consistent quota. You hit quota for 8 months straight. Not dramatically, quietly. Each month the number gets met. Your manager stops checking in daily. That is the only acknowledgement. You learn that in sales, trust is expressed through absence of supervision. Your average deal is $18,000. You manage your pipeline with precision. You know which deals will close, which are stalling, which prospects are lying to you about their timeline. Good liars are specific. Bad ones say things like, "We're just not there yet." You get moved to mid-market. Larger companies, longer cycles, more people in the room. The first time you present to 5 people, you feel the dynamic shift. 1 is the buyer. 4 are influencers. You learn to close the room without losing any of them. It takes 3 failures to learn it. You learn it. This is where most people plateau. Not because they lack skill, because they mistake consistency for ceiling. You'll find out why you're stuck at your current level the moment you realize that repeating what works is not the same as growing. An $85,000 deal falls apart on legal review. 6 weeks of work gone on a Tuesday morning. You tap the pen against your palm. 3 slow taps, thumb side, stop. You write a follow-up to the client asking what changed. They respond 4 days later. You learn something about their procurement process that closes a different deal with a different division 3 months later. The blue notebook is on its 3rd volume. Same brand, same 99-cent store. You tried a leather notebook once. You went back. Your phone shows 130 unread messages. A college friend got married. You left before the reception to take a call from a prospect in a different time zone. The 3rd rule. Nobody claps for 8 months of quiet quota. You learn to clap for yourself. Level 4. Enterprise sales. Your first enterprise deal takes 11 months to close. The company has 4,000 employees. The deal is $420,000. 7 stakeholders. 3 of them actively don't want your product. You need to close 4 and neutralize 3. You build a map of the organization on a whiteboard in your home office. Names, roles, motivations, objections. You photograph it before your cleaner comes on Thursdays. You learn a new language. Not sales language, political language. Who reports to whom? Whose budget this actually comes from? Who wants the incumbent gone? The champion inside the company is a VP named Karen. Karen believes in the product. Karen has limited political capital. You spend 3 months quietly building Karen's case for her. Data, comparisons, risk assessments. So when she presents internally, the work is already done. Karen doesn't know you built it. She thinks she built it. That is the correct outcome. Month 11. The contract lands. $420,000. You write it in the blue notebook. Your phone shows 280 unread messages. You haven't taken a vacation in 14 months. Your partner mentioned it once, then stopped. The silence after they stopped is louder than when they were asking. One evening, the deal almost collapses. A competitor undercuts you by 18% in the final week. You find out at 9 p.m. You open the fridge. You stand there with the door open, staring at the second shelf. Cold air on your face. You close it. You go to the desk. You spend 3 hours building a value justification document. You send it at 12:40 a.m. The deal holds. The 4th rule. Enterprise sales isn't about the product anymore. It's about becoming indispensable to the right person before the decision gets made. Level 5. Sales leader. They give you a team of 6. The transition from seller to leader happens in a single email and takes 2 years to complete inside your head. You stop carrying your own quota, you carry theirs. When you were selling, a bad month was your problem. Now a bad month is 6 problems, 6 root causes, 6 conversations, 6 people who need different things from you in the same week. You hire well twice and badly once. The bad hire cost you 4 months and a client relationship built over 2 years. You tap the pen against your palm. 3 slow taps, thumb side, stop. You restructure the territory. You rebuild the relationship. Your best rep closes a $1.2 million deal. You were in 3 of the 12 meetings. You contributed 1 reframe in month 7 that shifted the prospect's evaluation criteria. That reframe is why the deal closed. Nobody knows that except you. You don't say it. You stand in front of the team and say it was her deal. You mean it. By the end of this video, you'll definitely see why the move from individual contributor to leader is where most high performers break. Not because they can't lead, because they keep trying to sell instead of build. A close friend tells you, not cruelly, just factually, that you have become difficult to know. You sit with that. You do not disagree. Your phone shows 410 unread messages. The fifth rule. Leading a sales team means absorbing other people's uncertainty while projecting your own confidence. Nobody sees the cost. Level 6, VP of Sales. The number you are responsible for is $40 million annually. You didn't arrive at it, you were handed it at a Monday morning meeting with a slide deck and a fiscal year already in progress. The previous VP left in February. You were promoted in March. The quarter was already behind. You spend the first 30 days listening, not performing, not restructuring, sitting in on calls, riding along on meetings, reading every lost deal report from the previous 18 months. You are looking for the pattern underneath the pattern. You find it in month 2. You don't announce it. You fix it quietly through coaching and process. By Q3, the team is at 94% of target. By Q4, they close at 103%. You give the credit to the team. You mean it. You also know exactly which 3 decisions changed the trajectory. You write them in the blue notebook in shorthand only you can read. A headhunter calls. A competitor wants a chief revenue officer. The number is significant. You tell them you'll think about it. You sit at your desk after the call. You open the blue notebook to the first page. First volume, first entry. One real conversation, underlined. You read it. You close the notebook. You stay. Your phone shows 520 unread messages. You have a rule now. Dinner is off limits. You enforce it 6 nights out of 7. The 7th night you work, and the next morning you feel the cost in the way your partner sets their coffee cup down. The 6th rule. At VP level, your job is not to sell. Your job is to make selling possible at scale. The difference is the difference between being a weapon and being the factory that makes them. Level 7. $50 million. The deal takes 19 months. Global logistics firm. 28,000 employees. $50 million over 3 years. 11 decision makers. You are personally in 6 of the final 8 meetings. The CEO is in the room for the last 2. You have been preparing for that room since month 14. The signing happens on a Thursday, 34th floor, 8 at the table. You slide the document across. The CFO signs without reading the last page. You drive home alone. Gas station, black coffee, $1.89. You stand in the parking lot. The blue notebook is in your jacket pocket. 9th volume, same brand, same store, 99 cents. Wire spine already bending. You open to a new page. You write $50 million. You write the date. You write closed. Then you write one more line. 19 months, 1 room, 1 CFO who didn't read the last page. You close the notebook. The coffee is bad. It has always been bad. Your phone shows 6 unread messages. You rebuilt that over 3 years. Slowly, the way you rebuilt everything the climb had cost. Some came back, some didn't. The friend whose wedding reception you left, you had dinner with him last spring. It was good. It was careful in a way it didn't used to be. You both noticed. Neither said so. You sleep 7 hours. You eat dinner at the table. You are present. And yet on a Thursday evening after the largest close of your life, you are standing in the kitchen with the fridge door open, staring at the second shelf, cold air on your face. No crisis, no competitor, no deal falling. Just the old body running the old program. Looking for the emergency, finding none. You close the fridge. You go back to the desk. You open the first notebook. Wire spine broken now, held together with a rubber band. One real conversation. Underlined. Faded, but there. By the end of this video, you saw it. The shift isn't in the deal size. It's in what you're willing to become at each level and what you leave behind to get there. You found out why people get stuck. Not because they can't close bigger deals, because they keep using the tools that worked at the level below. Somewhere right now, someone has a headset and a list of 200 names. It is 8:14 in the morning. They are dialing the first number. It rings 4 times. Voicemail. They think the hard part is getting from that voicemail to a room on the 34th floor. It is not. The hard part is what you do in the parking lot after the room. Alone, with a bad coffee and a notebook, and the quiet understanding that the number you just closed will be the baseline for the next conversation. The close is never the destination. It is the beginning of a longer list.